Frank Dello Stritto talking about movies.
Frank, welcome back.
How you doing?
Good. My apologies, but my last guest wrote the big hit "I Love Rock and Roll" for Joan Jett.
Okay, well that I don't mind being preempted by that at all.
You know that song, right?
Joe, don't ask me music questions, but the short answer is no.
I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. You don't know that song?
I don't think I do, Joe.
Joan Jett was a huge #1 for like ever. Wow. Oh well. Santa Claus versus the Devil.
Oh yeah, Santa Claus versus the Devil. That is, I think, the American title. Its original title is just Santa Claus. And so what is it? I mean, the headline is Santa Claus and Merlin fight the devil. And it gets some bad press for anybody that looks online. It's on the list of 100 worst movies ever made. I would say I could come up with 100 movies worse than that, no problem. So I don't think it belongs on the list. But the thing is, you and I shouldn't be talking about this. We should have little kids talking about this, because I imagine a 3 or a 4-year-old, a kid who has just gotten to the point where he can sit and watch television, might really enjoy this movie. I mean, Joe, I mean, it can't keep an intellect like yours entertained for long. But I think a little kid get a real big kick out of it.
I don't think I saw 30 seconds of it online, so.
Yeah. So I mean, it was not made for you and me, and we shouldn't judge it as such. It was not made. I think a 6 or 7-year-old would get bored with it, quite frankly, because it's basically a collection. Basically, it's not as apocalyptic as the title might imply. Basically the devil's giving Santa a hard time on Christmas Eve when he's trying to deliver all the presents, and Santa keeps outwitting him. You hardly see Merlin. Merlin has a night job working in Santa's workshop. So it's basically Santa Claus, as the title implies, it's basically Santa Claus versus the devil. But it's not like it was with Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I forget which movie. One of those Santa Claus movies where Santa Claus is actually ousted. That never even comes close to happening here. This is not going to be a very threatening thing.
We'll have to produce Santa Claus versus Hannibal Lecter or something more contemporary.
Maybe like that. This is more like a Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote movie where the devil will be the Wile E. Coyote, keeps trying to thwart Santa, and Santa keeps coming up with ways to get out of it. So.
Is it silent or audio?
Oh no, it's Mexican made. It's dubbed in English, and the way that a lot of low-budget Mexican movies are dubbed in English is either part of their charm or drives you crazy. I think it's part of their charm, because the voices, they do all right matching the lip movements, but you just don't imagine this voice coming from this person. And I find that I had no problem with that, but some people just can't stand it. Let's see, a little warning. There is in the beginning, there's this long sequence where Santa introduces all the children that are in his workshop helping him, and he has them grouped by the country they come from. And he must go through 24 countries or whatever. And this almost comes off sometimes as a collection of ethnic stereotypes from around the world. The Mexican kids all have sombreros on, the French kids all have berets. I don't think the Africans will like the way they are portrayed in this. It is. I don't think it's evil, mean-spirited, but I think it's done innocently. But I don't think I think you might find this amusing or quite offensive, depending on your point of view. I was intrigued by Santa's workshop, which has an almost Islamic design. I mean, the patterns on the wall I've seen in the Middle East. So. He's taking some inspiration from that, but otherwise it's a Christian Santa. There's a few references to Christ and all that. So, but again, I think young kids, 3, 4 years old, might actually think this was the best movie ever made. I mean, think back to when you were a really little kid. What was your first favorite movie? And you probably had trouble sitting through it now.
Well, maybe that was the idea. Maybe that was the target audience. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, the filmmaker was a Mexican filmmaker named Renny Cardona. This is a 1959 movie, so it's over 50 years old.
And we got 10 seconds left.
10 seconds, Joe. Happy Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you and to Anthony and to all your listening audience. And you let me know if we're going to have a show next week, the day after Christmas.
We are. I'll talk to you over the next few days. Happy
Very
Christmas.
good.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Frank. We cut Frank off. Sorry about that. Santa Claus versus the Devil runs here at WinCAM tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Thank you, Anthony Gameri, for programming it. And Reeling is up next. Views and opinions of Visual Radio mine, no one else's except for my guests. Reeling is next. Thank you, Judy Kellerman. Thank you, WinCAM. Reeling's produced at MATV. It comes on right after our show, and we talk films, Visual Radio.